Hello everyone, this is Shravanti. Welcome back to our channel. In the today's session, I am going to discuss about IUPAC nomenclature of organic compounds containing functional group. First, we'll see the rules for the nomenclature, how to give the names for the organic compounds. I already completed that functional group priority order and what are functional groups and what are substituents, all completed in the previous session. If you miss those lessons, you go through that, then you will get idea. Without knowing the functional group priority, you cannot give the names for the compounds. Okay. If the compounds containing only one functional group, then there is no need of the functional group priority. If the compounds containing more than one functional group, then you should know the functional group priority. You don't worry, daily you have to practice the functional group order. Slowly you will remember that. Okay. Let's start the topic. See here, we have to follow some rules to give the names for the organic compounds. The rule number 1, we already discussed this, similar, but we have it has some little bit variation. The parent hydrocarbon is the longest chain. This is similar for all the nomenclature of organic compounds, but here if the compounds containing the functional groups, the parent chain should be contain the functional group. Okay, it should be included, the functional group should be included in the parent chain. That is the selection of the parent chain for the compounds containing the functional groups. The rule number 2, the chain is numbered in the direction that gives the functional groups the lowest possible number. We have to give the lowest possible number for the functional group. See here, if I am taking one functional group, one hydrocarbon chain, here one functional group is there. You have to think, for example, here one functional group is there. If you give the numbering from this side, it will get the highest number. So this is wrong method. We have to give the numbering from this side, 1, 2. If you give the numbering from this side, it will get the least number. This is the order for the giving number for the functional groups containing hydrocarbon chain. That is rule number 2. Let's see the rule number 3. What is the rule number 3? If functional groups and substituents are present in hydrocarbon chain, the functional group gets the least possible number. See here, here functional group is there, including that here substituents also is there, but we have to give the numbering from this side. Then the functional group will get the least number. Okay, if the functional group and the substituent is present in the same hydrocarbon chain, we have to give the least number for the functional group. That is the rule number 3. Rule number 4, if the same number for the functional group is obtained in both directions, the chain is numbered in the direction that gives a substituent the lowest possible number. Take one example, then you will clear that. See here, one functional group is there, here one substituent is there. Give the numbering for this carbon chain. If you give the numbering from this side, it will get the number 3. If you give the number from this side also, the functional group is getting the number 3. In this case, we have to give the numbering from substituent side. So, we have to give the numbering from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the rule number 4. Okay. Have to note down these rules. These rules are very, very important. Okay. Rule number 5. If a compound contains 2 or more functional groups, the functional group with higher priority gets lowest number. In this case, you should know the priority order. Very, very important, the priority order. Okay. See here, I'm taking one hydrocarbon chain. Here one aldehyde group is there, here alcoholic group is there. according to the priority order, it will get the highest priority. Aldehyde group gets the highest priority. In this case, we have to give the numbering from this side. We have to give the least number for the higher priority groups. We have to give the least number higher priority. If it is higher the priority, you give the least number. Okay, least number. Understood? These are the rules for the naming of the compounds. You see, take the screenshot. These rules are very, very important. Very, very important. Then next step, see here how to give the naming. First, word root. Word root is, it's very, very important word root. It's very easy. What is word root? Number of carbon atoms. How many number of carbon atoms are there in the given hydrocarbon chain? That is the word root, parent chain. Okay. Next, we have prefix and suffix. In prefixes are two types, primary prefix and secondary prefix. First, we have to write the secondary prefix. What is the secondary prefix? Substituents. Secondary prefixes are substituents. Primary prefixes are, if the compounds are cyclic or bicyclic or spiro, we have to use the primary prefix. Otherwise, no need. If is there any substituents, we have to use secondary prefix. Okay. Then suffixes. Primary suffix is whether the hydrocarbon chain is saturated and unsaturated. The primary suffix tells us the saturation. Okay. Then go for the secondary suffix. Secondary suffix is functional groups. If there is there any functional group, then you use secondary suffix. Otherwise, no need. We should not use all the prefixes and suffixes for the given compound. Okay. It depends. If the hydrocarbon chain contains the all substituents, saturated, unsaturated and cyclic compounds, then we'll use all the suffixes and prefixes. Sometimes some compounds, they contain only word root and secondary suffix like alkene, methane, ethane, like that. Okay, then we'll use only word root and primary suffix. Sometimes the hydrocarbon chains contain cyclic compounds and sometimes they have substituents and functional groups. It depends. Okay. Then we'll discuss some examples, then you will get idea. See here, the first example is, we'll start with the simple example, CH3, CH2OH. Here functional group. What is the functional group? OH is the functional group here. Okay. OH, alcoholic group. Then how many carbons are there in the parent chain? Only 2. So meth, ethane, right? What is the alcoholic group? What is the functional group here? Alcoholic group. So we have to use the suffix OL. When we are adding the suffix, we have to remove E here. Then finally, what is the name of this compound? ETHANOL. Ethanol. Okay, ethanol. If here we are adding one more carbon, then it will becomes propanol, like that, propanol. By removing, we are removing the E and we are adding the functional group as a suffix. Understood? See here, then go for the next example. This is special case. See here we require priority order, right? See here, how many functional groups are there? We have to identify first. This is one functional group and here another functional group is there, right? 2 functional groups are there. So how can you give the number for these kind of compounds? According to the priority order. Okay. According to the priority order, the ketone group will get the least number. This is the higher priority. So higher priority will get the least number, lowest number. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbons are there. So meth, eth, pro, but. Right. In the third position, hydroxyl group is there. Third position, hydroxyl group is there. Third position, hydroxy. Here, alcoholic group we are using as a prefix. If you use this alcoholic group as a suffix, we have to use OL. Here we are using the OH as a prefix. Okay. Are you understand? Here the OH group is used as a prefix. So we are using the hydroxy. Here suffix. So we are using OL. Okay. 3-hydroxy. In the second position, ketone group is there. So O-N-E, on. Suffix this is. Now you tell that you have to follow this rule and tell me how can you give the number, how can you give the name for this compound. 3-hydroxy, 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 butane, 2-on means 3-hydroxy. This is a substituent. Substituent means secondary prefix. Secondary prefix we are using here. Secondary prefix and root word but, and on means this is the functional group. Secondary suffix. Secondary suffix. Here we are not using primary suffix, right? We are not using primary suffix. Like that we have to give the numbering for the compounds. Here how many functional, first we have to identify the functional groups. How many functional groups are there in this example? Aldehyde group is there and amine group is there and ketone group is there. 3 functional groups are there. In this case, how can we give the numbering? See here, in this 3 functional groups, the aldehyde group gets the higher priority. So we have to give the least number for this. Next, the amine, if you compare the amine group and ketone group, the ketone group will get the higher priority. Then how can you give the number? I will explain. In these cases, we have to choose the higher priority group first, then the remaining groups are considered as a substituents. So we have to give the numbering from the higher priority side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. 6 is the parent chain. Okay, then now you tell me the first place aldehyde group is there. So the second place amino group is there. Amino group means substituent. 2, what is the name of this compound? 2-amino. 2-amino means this is the secondary prefix. This is the secondary prefix. Secondary prefixes we used as substituents are used as a secondary prefix. According to this order, see here. According to this order, first secondary prefix. Secondary prefix. So 2-amino. This is the substituent. 2-amino hyphen, numbers we have to separate with the hyphens. Again we have to use the hyphen. Oxo. Why we are using oxo here? Oxo, I will explain. Oxo, hexanol, Al. 2-amino, 5-oxo means in the 5th position the ketone group is there. This ketone here we are using as a prefix. We are using this one as a prefix. So we are using oxo here. Hexanol means aldehyde group. All. Okay. Hexanol. If you want, you can add hex 1 here, 1 Al, hex 1 all. So it tells that in the first position aldehyde group is there. By seeing this name, we can draw the structure also simply. The second position amino group, first we have to identify the carbon chain. How many carbons are there? Hex. So 6 carbons. Then in the second place we have to give the amino group. In the fifth place we have to give the ketone group. In the first position you have to give the aldehyde group. Okay. Then go for the another example. COOH, CH2, CH, CH2, COOH. How many functional groups are there here? Only one functional group, but here repeated. Same functional group repeated. In these cases, we have to use letters, we have to use some words, that is, if two functional groups, same functional groups are present in the two positions, we have to use di. If the same functional groups are present in the given compound, if it is 3, we have to use tri. If it is 4, tetra, and penta, so on, hexa, so on. Okay, we already discussed about this. See here, you can give the numbering either this side or this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See here, the first position, this functional groups, no, we are not, we have to give the numbering. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now you see here the carboxylic acid group is attached to the first carbon and the third carbon. So how can you give the number for this kind of compounds? First you have to write the parent chain. 1, 2, 3. Meth, eth, prop. Propane, propane. 1, 3 means in the first position and the third position carboxylic acid is present. Carboxylic acid. Like this we have to give the name for this compound. Next, for this compound, see here how many functional groups are there. The same functional group here also repeated, here. For this kind of compound, how can you give the numbering? See here, these two carboxylic acids are included in the parent chain, but here the third one is not included in the parent chain. This carboxylic acid is attached to the substituent. It is attached to the methyl group. So we should not consider this one as a main functional group. We have to consider this one as a substituent. This one also substituent. Okay, substituent. So how can you give the numbering for this compound? Give the number. If you want, you can give number from this side or this side. Both sides are equal. 1, 2, 3. Right? Now you tell me how can you give the number for this compound? In the third position, second position, methyl group is there, and for this methyl group the carboxylic group is attached. 1 minute, something went wrong here. Something went wrong. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We have to give the numbering. We have to consider this one also parent chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? We need to consider this. Now you tell me the third position methyl group is there. For this methyl group the carboxylic acid is attached. So you tell me in the third position carboxy, methyl, carboxy, methyl, meth, eth, prop, but, pent, 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 ane. Only single bonds are there. So, ane, ane, hyphen, the first position and the fifth position, 1, 5, 1, 5, 2 carboxylic acids are there. So, dioic acid, dioic acid. This is the suffix for the carboxylic acids, oic acids. Okay, oic acid. This is the name of this compound. Okay, then go for the another example. See here, this is the bond line structure. We already discussed about bond line structures also. See, here carbon is there, here one carbon is there, double bond is there, here carbon is there. If you consider this one as a parent chain, these are the substituents. Now you write the complete structure for this compound, then you will get idea. See, double bond, here one carbon is there. See, this is a substituent, means methyl group, CH3 group, CH3. Then here one methyl group is there, here one carbon is there. For this carbon, hydrogen is attached, and methyl group and bromine. What is the rule? We have to select the highest carbon chain must be included with functional group. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you take this one as a parent chain, we'll get the 5 carbons. If you take only this one as a parent chain, we'll get only 4. Okay, if you take this one also, we'll get the 5. So, we have only one possibility here. We have to consider the bromine as a functional group here. Remaining all are substituents. We have to give the least number for the substituent or any functional group. Then you give the number. Here we have to observe the double bond also is there. Double bond also is there. Compare with this bromine, we have to give the least number for the double bond, higher priority. We have to give the higher priority for the double bond. Then you give the number for this compound. Are you able to understand, students? If you have any doubts, please comment on comment section. I will help you. Okay, 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5. Okay, 5 carbons are there. So this is the parent chain. Parent chain identified and numbers also given. Then bromine, one substituent. Here methyl groups are there. In which position? The second position, one substituent is there, and in the third position, one substituent is there, and in the fourth position, bromine group is there. So give the number, write the name for this compound. The fourth position, 4 bromo, and the third position methyl group is there, hyphen 3 methyl. The third position methyl group is there, methyl, pent. The second position ene group is there, 1, 2. The second position also methyl group is there. So 2 comma the second position and third position methyl group is there. Rewrite this name, 4 bromo hyphen 2 comma 3 di. 2 methyl groups are there. So dimethyl. Next pent 2 ene, pent 2 ene. Like this we have to give the names for the compounds. Okay, that's it. You have to take the more examples, then you will get some doubts. then you will learn what everything you can learn from the practice only. Okay, by taking these 5 or 6 examples you cannot answer all the questions. Okay. If you have any doubts, please comment on comment section. I will help you. If you like my video, please like and share with your friends and do subscribe. Thank you.